Welcome to the next installment of Abandoned and Alone, a Mythos Busters production, where I, Ian, make my way solo through a campaign. This time around, it's Path to Carcosa. And today I'm truly abandoned and alone by myself, other than whoever's in chat. So, returning from a little bit of a hiatus, from the holidays and then shaking off the dust of the holidays, and then I got sick and didn't think people wanted to hear me hack up my lungs on the stream. Not quite that kind of stream. So I'm back now, feeling almost better, enough to stream Carolyn. Maybe she'll make me feel better or worse. We're about to find out. So today, last time around, I built a deck for Carolyn to take over for Mateo, who perished in the unspeakable oath, unfortunately. So Carolyn has been busy in the asylum, tending to this new patient, the mad priest who's gone insane, and is trying to unravel this stuff he's talking about Carcosa and Man in a Mask, Palin Mask, and this clasp of black onyx that he had that she now has. And so now, although she tends to think of things very rationally, she feels like there's something to everything that this Father Mateo is talking about. And so she is going to head solo to Paris to take on the Phantom of Truth and try to figure out what's real. So based on everything that's happened so far, I actually only have one doubt and one conviction. Which means, in the case of a tie, the doubt route for Phantom of Truth is going to win out, which means I'm actually going to be trying to chase down and attack the organist, which might be a bit tricky for Carolyn. She doesn't have a ton of attacking options right now, but we'll see how it goes. Solo Mateo is a bit of a train wreck at times, and I'm not sure Carolyn is going to be much of an improvement. But we will find out. We will shortly find out how this goes and whether Carolyn is able to improve on Mateo's performance or not. But it should be fun regardless. And my experience with Carolyn, as I mentioned last time around, is very, very limited. I think I've played like 2 games with her total, and both were two-handed rather than solo. So it'll be a bit of a learning experience on the fly for me as well. So let's go ahead and shift on over to our game, which I have mostly set up and ready to go. Here we are in Paris. This is my opening hand. I haven't decided on a mulligan yet. So this is a very ally-heavy hand. It's not a bad hand. Eventually, if you missed last stream, my idea is to get charisma, and I actually have 2 XP banked to get that. I'm going to go with a very ally-heavy build. But I don't have that yet, so having this many allies in the opening hand doesn't do much for me. So I'm going to basically choose one and pitch the rest, probably. But it's not too bad of a hand. I got St. Hubert's Key. I have a healing horror effect on tap. As a reminder, Carolyn's effect is all about healing horror. Whenever she heals horror from an investigator or ally, then the controller, in my case, that's always going to be me because I'm playing solo, will get a resource. So I'll keep that on tap. So I think I had a hard time deciding between which one to include between Peter and Alyssa, and I included both. But I think in the heat of the moment, I'm going to go Alyssa, because she has 1 intellect, a boost of 1 intellect, and I'm going to need to get clues. And more importantly, she can help me see what's coming up ahead. If something terrible is on its way, then I won't want to use that too much. I don't want to put a ton of doom on the agenda, but if it's like a terrible enemy coming down the pike and I have no way to deal damage, then I will maybe trigger her ability in that case. I guess before I get started, a couple things. So one is really want to be more regular with these. So I think I'm going to shoot for this day and time more regularly, as often as I can. Wednesdays at 1 Central is what I'm going to aim for each week. If I need to reschedule a call off a week, I will try to warn people. But otherwise, that's what I'll aim for. And the other thing that is now escaping from my mind was... I can't remember now. Hopefully I'll remember what it was. I think it was related to scheduling somehow. Anyway, hopefully it'll come back to me. So, excuse me. We are going to go ahead... Oh, I remember now. So the other thing is I know a lot of people from kind of catching chat and Discord here and there is that they... sometimes they like just downloading these. They're not able to watch the videos and they want to just listen to the audio. So I'm going to try to narrate more what I'm doing in case you're not able to actually watch the video. I probably won't be perfect, but I'll try to do a bit more of that. So in our opening hand, we have Alyssa, Graham, we have Peter, we have Logical Reasoning, St. Hubert's Key, and Foolishness. I'm going to go with Alyssa out of those allies. I'm going to throw back Peter. I'm going to throw back Foolishness. And I'm going to keep Alyssa, Logical Reasoning, in the key. Because those are 3 good cards there. So let's go ahead and leave these out. And we'll draw 2 more. Draw Shriveling. That's good. That gives me a way to actually damage the Organist. And Dynamite Blast. That is unfortunately not a way to damage the Organist, because if you remember, he doesn't actually get damaged. It's if you successfully attack him, then you get to put a clue on him. But hitting him with dynamite doesn't count as a successful attack. But this could help with another enemy. So anyway, we'll shuffle our Peter and Foolishness back into the deck. We have started at... oh god, I have to pronounce a lot of French words, which is going to be offensive to my French listeners. Gare d'Orsay is the train station. And I'm on Act 1, which doesn't really have any text because I don't have more conviction than doubt, so there's nothing special that applies here. And Act 1, I need 2 clues to advance, and I can either spend the clues, or at the end of the round, if there are 3 or more Doom in play, I advance automatically. I'm actually not too troubled if I advance automatically. The worst that happens is I take 2 horror, and the Organist spawns far away from me. But I'm all about healing horror, and if I don't spend the clues, then I have them to use to put on the Organist. So... yeah, we'll just see how it goes, but I'm not going to be too bothered about trying to spend the clues before the deadline. Alright, turn 1. I'm at the train station. First thing I'm going to do is spend 4 resources for Alyssa, leaving me with 1. That bumps my intellect up to 5. And... what else? Next thing I will do is trigger Alyssa's free trigger to look at the top card of the encounter deck, just to help plan for next turn. It is Hunted by Bayaki. If you fail... this is the one where you have to test Agility 6, which is rough for Carolyn. If you fail, reveal the top X, where X is the amount you failed by. If at least 1 Bayaki enemy is revealed, choose and draw. Ooh. Yeah, so I might be facing down a Bayaki next turn, which is rough. Okay, how do I want to deal with that? See, this is the problem with Carolyn. I mean, do I just put that at the bottom so I don't have to deal with an early Bayaki? I might actually. Yeah. Although with my luck, I think I'll probably drop that to the bottom and then I will have to, I'll just draw a Bayaki straight up. But yeah, I think I'm going to doom it up and put that on the bottom. Okay. With that said, I'll spend my second action to move to Montparnasse, which has 2 Shroud and a Clue. And my Penguins Are Lulz is mentioning watching a mute. What's the green counter on the mini card? The green counter is my actions. So it has 2 on it right now for my side. So me explaining it does not help at all. Okay. Let's see. I think I'll just investigate for last action. 5 to 2 should be good to get a clue. So third action, investigate at 5 to 2. And it's a 0, so I get a clue. Alright. Well, if I do draw an enemy next turn, I'm going to be in some trouble. But, I mean, that's just solo Carolyn. There's not too much to do about that. Okay, let me check. Is there some kind of error going on? Let me double check. Looks like it's still live on my end. I'm not sure though.
I'm not normal, am I?
You could be.
How's it going for everyone else in chat?
Don't you? Even if it kills you.
Okay, so it seems like it froze. Okay. Seems like I'm good to keep going then. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next round. Up to 2 resources. I drew another copy of... okay. We're going to draw a card. We're at 2 doom out of 6. Marked by the sign. So, we're going to test Will 2. If we fail, we're going to take 2 horror. Man in the Mask is not in play. So, not too bothered by this. This deck is all about healing horror, and this is much better than having to take a Bayaki right now. So we'll just test at 3 to 2. Excuse me. I could pitch an icon, but again, honestly, I'm not too bothered by this right now. So let's just test 3 to 2. And we get an Elder Sign. I honestly don't remember. What is her Elder Sign ability? +1, you may heal 1 horror from Investigator ally. Okay, well, I don't have any horror right now. But I do pass the test, so that's fine. First thing I'll do is free trigger Alyssa to look at the top card of the encounter deck. And it is Torturous Chords. Okay, so this is going to put a cramp on my resources a bit, but not enough for me to put more doom on Alyssa. So what that does mean is I probably should prioritize getting out a card now. Oh boy, the problem is I really could use a quiche right now. Because I want to get out both St. Hubert's Key and Shriveling. But that's 7 resources worth. I only have 2. I guess I really should prioritize getting out Shriveling. Just in case an enemy I mean, the problem is that I really need St. Hubert's Key to get my will up to a decent level. But yeah, so I'm gonna spend 1 click for a resource, and the second action is gonna be to spend 3, which takes me down to no resources for shriveling, and then huh. Well, I'm looking at Montparnasse, my current location, which has a free trigger. I can discard a card from hand to gain resources equal to the number of will icons on the discarded card. I do have logical reasoning who has 2 will icons, so I could get 2 resources. It would take away one of my horror healing, but it gets me much closer to St. Hubert's Key. So I think I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to discard logical reasoning. Well, let me think about that, because this is going to trigger soon. And then, no, that's the right move. That's the right move. I was just thinking I'm going to take 2 horror soon. And then so I could use logical reasoning, and that gives me a resource. But I'm still losing resources as opposed to gaining. So I'll discard logical reasoning, gain 2 resources using the location effect, and then I think I'm going to move somewhere to keep on the move. Let's move to Notre Dame, which has 3 shroud and 1 clue. Each enemy at this location gets -1 fight and +1 evade. I can also test will to try to get Doom off the agenda. But not too worried about that right now. Okay, end of this turn. Let's move to the next turn. We're at 2 out of 6 Doom, so we're still not at the 3 Doom that would advance the act. This turn we will be. Okay, I got Peter. I drew Peter as my card. We're at 3 resources now. That's fine. Peter's not helping me really right now, but he's an icon. So we draw the Torturous Chords, which we had already seen, and we're gonna test 3 to 5. This card is a real pain. Just trying to decide. I have like 3 duplicate cards. Well, I have 2 St. Hubert's Key, only 1 of which I can play, and then an extra ally that I don't. So I basically have 2 will icons to spare, but do I spend it on this or something later? This could slow me down a bit, yeah. So I guess I'll pitch 1 will icon from the duplicate St. Hubert's Key. That puts me at 4 to 5. +1! What do you know? 5 to 5. Oh, I'm glad I pitched that. So that means I pass. And this card isn't going to do anything. It's pretty cool. Okay. So, let's go ahead and trigger Alyssa's free trigger, as you do. And we see Spires of Carcosa coming up. Ugh, that's a nasty one. Let's see. This is kind of a funny one, because I mean, if you're going to get 2 Doom anyway, one way you can look at it is you just put 1 Doom in an Alyssa, and you're basically trading to put Spires of Carcosa on the bottom of the deck. You're basically trading 2 Doom for 1 Doom, unless you think that you're going to be able to investigate that Doom off. But then you kind of look at it, you're kind of have to spend 2 actions. I'm going through this whole analysis now. You would have to spend 2 actions at least to investigate the Doom off. So almost a whole turn, which you would lose. Like, I hope I'm making sense, but if I put a Doom on Alyssa to put Spires on the bottom, it's equivalent to losing a turn. But if I just let this come to me with the idea that I'm going to investigate 2 Doom away, I'm spending 2 actions at least, maybe 3, depending on if they all hit, which is the same as losing a turn. And I always have the option of I could chuck Alyssa at some point to get rid of the Doom. And yeah, I kind of feel like the better move is just to put the Doom on Alyssa here and just drop Spires. So that's what I'm going to do. Alyssa has 2 Doom on her now. Kind of playing fast and loose with Doom here, but I think it's the right move. Okay. So, let's see. I could actually spend the clues to advance if I wanted to, because I'm sure I can probably peel 1 off my current location. I need 2 clues to advance. I have 1. But I'm still not that convinced that I'm really that bothered about it. I get 2 horror, and the organist pops up across the map from me. But the upside is I get to keep the clues I have. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like the better strategic move is not to spend the clues with Carolyn. If it was a different investigator, then I would, but... okay. Excuse me. Have all my actions left. Do I get the key ready for what's to come? Spend for resources, spend for a key, and then investigate? Yeah, I kind of like that. I feel like I'm spending a lot of actions here to gather resources, but I feel like Carolyn Solo is one of those investigators you really need to get the rig up or you're going to be in trouble. Like, there's some investigators like Finn Solo that you don't need a ton. You can kind of just go along and do your thing, but that's not Carolyn. So I'll spend 1 action for a resource. Spend another... I'm at 4 resources now, so spend my second action. Spend all 4 for St. Hubert's Key. That's going to pump my will up to 4 and my intellect up to 6. And I think... yeah, I might as well just get the clue. Kind of, I'm just approaching this that I'm not going to be too worried about trying to drag this out, getting VP. I want to get the 3 clues I need, and hopefully I can just really nail those the attack tests on the organist and get out of here. But the real question is whether I can do it before I get doomed out. We shall see. Okay, so third action, we're going to investigate at 6-3. It's a -4, so that's a fail, unfortunately, even though I was pretty high up. So that's the end of my turn. And before I advance, there are now, it's the end of the round, there are 3 more Doom in play, so we're going to advance. Each investigator takes 2 horror. I'm just going to put that on Alyssa in case I want to kill her off. And... let's see. Let's see. And then... sorry, I'm just trying to read through the text here. Yeah, so we're going to spawn the organist draped in mystery side. Again, this is the one that we're chasing down. At the location that's farthest from all investigators. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I think that's 1, 2, 3. One of these. This would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it would be one of these. So I will put him at the opera. And we advance to Act 2A, Pursuing Shadows. So the story here is now Carolyn is trying to track down this organist, which makes sense. She's kind of the doubtful one, the one who's always trying to think logically, and so she is going to. She doesn't quite believe in this organist, I think, and is going to try to track him down and see what's what. Okay, so as a reminder, we're pursuing shadows, Act 2A. After you successfully attack the organist, an investigator at your location may place one of his or her clues on the organist. Group limit 1 time per round for me. And once I have 3 clues on the organist, I can advance. So basically I have to attack him successfully 3 times. Because each time I successfully attack him, then I can place a clue on him. So I need 3 clues total. I only have 1 right now. I need to attack him successfully 3 times. He has a fight of 3. And I have my only way of attacking right now, other than just punching him, is a shrivel attack at 4. So not great odds there. I need some more will pips, ideally. Yeah, I think overall this is going to be rough. What I really could use is I've got a plan or mind over matter, which I have 3 total of those cards in here, and that would help me a lot. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's move to the next round officially. And I draw logical reasoning. Okay. Those are 2 will icons, which could help in fighting. And I'm at 1 resource. We're at 5 doom out of 6, so we're going to advance next turn. And we draw Frozen in Fear. Wah, wah, wah. So I do have logical reasoning, which could just nuke Frozen in Fear. But then I lose the icons. Or I can just try to pass the test. Let's start off first by using a free trigger to see what's coming on top of the encounter deck. It is a Screeching Bayaki. Yeah, so since we're going to go ahead and advance anyway, you know what? We're going to throw Doom on Alyssa to drop that, because, yeah, we don't have time for that. Okay, so we're going to throw the Bayaki on the bottom of the encounter deck. Okay, so what do I need? First step. Yep, ain't nobody got time for a Screeching Bayaki right now. It's solo Carolyn. Let's investigate first. We need clues no matter what we're doing, so we'll go 6 to 3. That's a -3, so I just break even and get my clue. I got 2 clues. Frozen in Fear is punishing move, fighting, or evading. So assuming if we're not doing any of those, then it doesn't hurt us. But we do kind of need to move now. I really need cards more than anything. So do I just draw twice? Try to pass the Frozen in Fear test at the end of my turn, and then if I don't, I can always get rid of it next turn when I do really want to move. Yeah, I mean, that seems fair to me. I honestly don't remember what happens when the agenda advances. It's been a while since I played this in Doubt version. Yeah, I'll draw at least 1 card for sure. Okay, shortcut's nice when I'm chasing down someone. Yeah, I think I'll just draw again. I think this has to be a draw turn. Ew, claspable black onyx. Black onyx. So while the clasp is in my hand, it increases the cost of each other card in my hand by 1. Not great. So, at the end of the turn, at the end of the enemy phase, the organist moves one location away from the nearest investigator. But there's actually not another location that counts as further away. These two are equidistant. So, at least for my understanding of how the rules work, he just stays there. So, next turn. Word of protection, that's good. So the agenda is going to advance because we're at 7. So the Doom are all going to go. Ooh, let's not add more Doom for her. We're trying to remove them. So we are removing Doom from Melissa. She's back to 0. We're going to advance the agenda to the back. So the night passes. Each investigator disengages from each enemy. Nothing. Move one. Move the organist one location away. Again, that doesn't count. Yeah, so the agenda does nothing in doubt mode. That's fine. I mean, other than move it further away if it was with me. Sorry, lingering cough. Berta is in chat mentioning, does clasp carry over between gators? Did not know that. Yeah, that actually caught me by surprise too, because I think the time that I carried over to a different investigator of the campaign, they didn't take the Onyx. But yeah, in the campaign log, it notes specifically if you took the Onyx, then you transfer it over to the new Gator. So Carolyn has a ton of weaknesses in her deck. Okay. So let's see. We advanced the agenda. Now we gotta draw our Mythos card, which we don't know what it is because we put the Bayaki in the bottom. Oh, it's a Swift Bayaki. Okay. Oh, I forgot to test Frozen and Fear at the end of my turn. So that was 4 versus 3. Don't think I would have pitched anything. That's a fail. Okay, good to know. Alright, this makes things complicated. First, let's free trigger, because it doesn't cost us anything to do that, to see what's coming on the encounter deck. Black Stars Rise. If you fail, you must either place 1 Doom or take 1 Horror for each point you failed by. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. The question is how I'm going to deal with this. Let's see. Hunter retaliate when he would move. Well, see, the problem here is that if I use my it's going to take 2 shriveling charges at least to get rid of this guy, and I need shriveling to attack the organist to win the scenario. But I don't really see another option. I mean, evading 2 versus 2 doesn't seem great. Even 3 versus 2 if I commit shortcut will not do much for me. If I had the resources for Dynamite Blast, I could drop it at my feet, but that's not really an option. Yeah, so I think I just gotta attack, unfortunately. So, first shriveling attack, and actually this takes 2 actions because of Frozen in Fear. Probably should have just gotten rid of it last turn with logical reasoning. Oh well, hindsight is 20/20. So we're at 4v2. He does have retaliate, so the question is, do I want to boost this? Oh yeah, I forgot. One of the reasons I did stay here is because this location lowers the fight value of enemies, so he is at 1, so 4v1. Okay, let's just go 4v1. -3, there we go. So 2 damage. Not clues, 2 damage. And then I will spend my last action and my second shrivel charge at 4v1 again. And do I want to pump it up? I really should, because if I fail this, it's going to be a big waste. So I'm going to pitch Peter, unfortunately. Yeah. Ah, that's a rough one. But I need to go 4 up just to try to make sure this happens. So 5v. I wanted to save my will icon, so I don't have to attack for the organist. But I think you just got to deal with the problem in front of you first. That's a cultist. That's -2, so that's a success. And the Bayaki is toast. I did reveal a special token for shriveling, so I take 1 horror. And that's the end of my turn. I got to test against this Frozen in Fear. 4v3. That is... -X is the amount of Doom in play. There are no Doom in play. -0, so Frozen in Fear goes away. Whew! That's something good. That's something good. Okay, next round. Okay, Unexpected Courage is great. I like that. 1 Doom out of 5. 3 resources. And we draw Black Stars Rise. Okay. So we're going to test Intellect 4. We're at 6v4. So I think I'm just going to test that straight up. Because the consequences are... they hurt. But I don't think this is Ward of Protection territory to cancel it or to try to like waste some of my icons. So 6v4. I drew a 0, so that's a pass. Nice. Okay, free trigger Alyssa, see what's coming. And next up is Marked by the Sign again. Yeah, that'll be a will test. If I fail, I take 2 horror. Yeah. We're just gonna let that sit on top of the encounter deck. That's fine. I'll take treachery test all day with solo Carolyn. Just don't give me the enemies. Okay. I think it's time to move now then. And let's move up to Le Marais and see what's there. 1 shroud, 1 clue. After you enter it, you cannot leave Le Marais for the remainder of the round. Okay, yeah. Good to know that it's that one. That was part of why I wanted to go there, is because I wanted to know what version of this is when I'm trying to track the organist down. So let's investigate 6v1. It's a +1, so I pass majorly. So I have 3 clues now. So in theory, I have the 3 clues I need to win. I just need to... I just need to draw the cards that are going to let me do that. So I think I'm going to spend my last action actually to play the clasp, because I'm going to be needing to play cards in the coming turns. And I think it's going to cost me less in the long run to play it now. So we'll do that. The organist, I think, will now move because 1, 2, 3, the train station is... Wait, does it count as further? 1, 2, yeah. So the train station is now further away. So the train station is now where the organist is, and we'll move to the next round. 2 out of 5 Doom. I am going to start running out of time here soon. I did just draw into I've Got a Plan, which is great. The problem with this version of the organist is that he is aloof. So it's very action intensive to try to hunt him down, and then you have to spend an action to engage and then attack him. But that being said, let's draw our encounter card, which is Marked by the Sign. We're at 4v2, and I'll let it ride. That's -1. That's a pass. You know what to do. Free trigger Alyssa. See what's coming. The yellow sign. If you fail, take 2 horror and search your deck for a madness sweetness. Yeah, it's a little bit nasty. And I don't like it at all, but it is not a weakness. I mean, it is not an enemy, so... Okay. I'm gonna start running out of time soon, so I think I need to go and make an attack on this dude. But I gotta get in position first. So... Yeah. Oh, hey, Scott in chat. Scott's mentioning Alyssa is so good. Solo Bonker's good. Yeah, agreed. She's pretty much the MVP here. I'm very glad that Sean and some of the members of the chat when I was deck building were really pushing hard for Alyssa, because I was leaning more towards Peter, and I now realize how crazy that was, because Alyssa is kind of essential for what Carolyn is trying to do solo. If it wasn't for Alyssa, I think I'd be in the weeds here big time. So, yeah. And once I have charisma, I can have both out, and it'll be good times. Okay, what's 1, 2, 3? 1, 2. They're the same distance, really. Just a question of where I want to corner him. Whatever, I'll go this way. 1 action to move to Notre Dame. 1 action to move to Montparnasse. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to burn my turn moving, unfortunately. And then 1 turn to move here. He's going to move away from me, but I always have the option of shortcutting to him. But I didn't want to burn the shortcut yet. Because I want to see if I might need it next turn, or like if I'm on agenda 3 and it's like the difference of 1 action that wins me the game. So holding on to it for now. So at the end of the enemy phase, he's going to move 1 away, and I can kind of pick where. I'm not sure if it matters too much. I'll just move him this way. And next turn. There we go. Mind over matter. Never count out mom. Okay, that gives me some options for attacking. That's good. 3 out of 5 doom. Mind over matter drawn. 4 resources. And we draw the yellow sign. Now the question is, what madness weaknesses do I have in my deck? And the answer is, I don't remember. Because it's been a while since I drew that deck. I built that deck. To fight the black wind is not madness. Thankfully. Bertez is asking, says, got disconnected. Did you hit the organist? Not yet. Working on it. Hopefully I'll get there soon. Let's see. My basic weakness was doomed, which is not madness. Lost soul is madness traded. Yes, I would draw lost soul. I mean, it also would get it out of my deck. Might take 2 damage off of it. I don't know. I don't think it's worth a ward. And I'm not sure if it's worth pitching anything either. I'm really playing it fast and loose here, but... did I put damage on... Oh! Yeah, sorry. That's shouldn't... I must have put damage on him by accident. Probably double-clicked. Kind of tempted just to take this 4-4, honestly. Yeah, let's do it. 4-4. Let me remind myself of the special tokens. Hold on. If you fail, move each unengaged Baki enemy in play. Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just going to tank it. Ooh, that's a big autofill anyway. Yeah. Take 2 horror on meh. That's what I'm here for, taking horror and drinking milk. Okay, so now we got to go search for Lost Soul. Where are you? There you are. I mean, the way I look at it is I get Lost Soul out of my deck now and don't have to worry about it later. Okay, so I have more or equal doubt, so I'm testing Intellect 6 versus Will 4. Yeah, fine. Let's do it. 6v4. -3, I fail. That's 2 damage. Ouch. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, and I'm all out of milk, Roy. Okay, free trigger to see what's coming with Alyssa. Swift Bayaki. No, I don't like you. I'm tempted to doom it away, but I'm also quickly running out of time here. But yeah, how much of my time am I going to be spending next turn? I mean, I could mom it, but then I was planning on using mom this turn. To damage the organist. Boy, what do I do? Let's see. I could shrivel at 6v3. I could get up to 7. I could even higher if I wanted to make sure I land the hit on the organist. I would still have mind over matter available. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I can afford that doom, can I? Unless I get rid of Alyssa. Let's see, I would be on the next agenda. I would have 5 turns. He's gonna move away from me. And then I don't really want to get rid of Alyssa though. Like, because I was thinking I could just doom it and then move, and then he takes out Alyssa. I could just try to evade the Bayaki next turn. It's an option. Screw it. Let's doom it. I mean, at that point, there shouldn't be that many enemies in this encounter deck. I've put, like, just defeated 1 and put 2 on the bottom, I think. Hopefully I won't live to regret that. Hopefully I won't die to regret it either. Let's move. Alright, let's do this thing. 1 action to engage, 1 action to move to Montparnasse, 2nd action to engage. 3rd action, we are going to shrivel him. We're going to commit logical reasoning. That gets us up to 6v3. And I think I need to commit another icon. I wanted to keep Dynamite Blast, but I don't think I'm going to end up using it. So let's commit 3 total will icons. That's 6. That's 7v3. Ooh, Elder Sign. Okay. And I can heal 1 horror from an investigator or ally. So I will heal 1 horror for myself for drawing the Elder Sign. Now, that doesn't count as a card effect, right? Does it count as a card effect if it's Carolyn is a card? Scott, help me. Does that trigger her resource? I'm not sure. I will think about that as I resolve this. So that is a successful attack. So I can place one of my clues on the organist. So I will move one clue. I have 2 clues on me, 1 clue on the organist. I need 2 more to go to win this game. Let's see. That's the end of my turn. Programs with wolves. Nice username. Carolyn is a card. Bertez is saying, "Oh, Carolyn, you are such a card." Yeah, it's a card. It's a card effect. Yeah, right. So I will take my resource for healing myself then. During the enemy phase, he is going to attack me for 1 horror, which I will put on myself. And then he's going to disengage. And then since the agenda is going to advance, that's going to move him away again, but that's fine. Okay, advance round. I drew another Alyssa, and I'm up to 6 resources. We are at 5 out of 5 Doom because of Alyssa. A Doom from Alyssa is going to be removed now. We're going to advance the agenda. Another night passes. Each investigator disengages. Move the organist 1 location away. I'm going to move him here because then he's going to have 1 less fight from me, actually, which will help. Oh boy. Oh boy. I completely forgot about Jordan Perry. Oh boy. That's a thing. I took a horror off of... Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. I accidentally took a horror off of Alyssa. I completely... I went to the complete wrong location. I did not realize that Jordan Perry was going to spawn here. Oh, yeah. We're in a little bit of trouble here, huh? If I would have remembered that was happening, then... he's going to engage with me. Then I would have sent the organist up here, and I would have dealt with it up here, far away from Jordan, so it wouldn't become an issue. But I didn't, and I can't take it back now. So yeah, we'll just have to deal with it. We are now on the last agenda, 5 Doom to go. Let's see if we can pull this off. Jordan is really going to put a wrench in the works here. Let's see what our card is. Deadly Fate. If you fail, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. You must either draw that enemy or that enemy attacks you. Bertez is asking if was there any reason not to burn the house down. It's just the trauma. Mechanically, not really, other than the trauma. RP-wise, I was playing as Father Mateo originally, and so I thought it would be out of character for him to burn the house down. So that's pretty much the only reason why I did it. And now it's coming back to haunt a psychologist. Okay. Is this worth Word of Protectioning? To make sure I don't have to deal with another enemy. I kind of feel like it is. So I'm going to ward it. Just because I can't deal with another enemy in my life right now. I might have passed it. I take a horror from that. But... Scott says, baptism by fire. Ian, he's a priest. Yeah, well now he's insane. So I guess he lived to regret that. Okay. I think... Okay, let's start off with an Alyssa free trigger to see what's coming. Same card again. Okay, I have to worry about that next turn. I can't worry about that right now. I think we're gonna have to mom this. Spend 1 for Mind Over Matter. The nice thing is that this applies till the end of my turn. One of the things I really like about Mind Over Matter. So in theory, it could help me evade Jordan and attack um, the organist, because you can use your intellect in place of both combat and agility. Never underestimate mom. Okay, so we're at 6 evade because of mind over matter versus 2. That's my first action against Jordan Perry. That's a -3. That's a successful evade. He's evaded. I am now going to use shortcut, and I'm glad I saved shortcut to move to Notre Dame so that I'll have enough actions for this. So now I have moved without spending an action. Second action to engage the organist. And third action, Carolyn is going to use mind over matter to attack the organist. I'm at 6v2 because each enemy at Notre Dame gets -1 fight, so the organist is at 2. So 6v2, -2, that's a hit. Put my second clue on the organist, and I only need one more successful attack. Oh boy, I have a feeling something will go wrong along the way. But yeah. That's the end of my turn. He is going to do another horror to me. I am getting a high up. I'm at 5 out of 9 horror. Not quite panic mode yet, but we'll see. And then he is going to disengage from me. So, next turn, Jordan Perry readies. Ooh, I drew take the initiative. Not bad at all. And then 1 doom out of 5. 5 resources. We're going to draw Deadly Fate. Alright, let me just do some calculations here. So if I shrivel, I can be at 4v2. I can unexpected courage that. Yeah, so I think I'm going to use take the initiative on this treachery, which puts me at 7-3. Good old take the initiative, huh? Really like this card. And I will give credit to Sean to really selling me on this card, which I don't know why I overlooked it at first. I think... Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just kind of there, and you kind of get set in this mode where you just take the same old cards, and I never stopped to take a second look at it, but it's really turning into a card I take in a lot of my Guardians now. Okay, 7, or people with Guardian access. Where was I at? 7-3. That's a cultist -2, and that's a success. Don't have to worry about the card that I drew, which was Deadly Fate again, which if I failed, I would have to discard cards until an enemy is discarded and either draw it or have it attack me, which I don't want to deal with more damage or horror or an enemy right now. Scott is saying that Take the Initiative is pretty decent. I like one of in a few decks. Yeah, I guess it does depend on Investigator. I will say for Carolyn particularly, because she needs some help in solo, that's a straight up 2 for her, I think. Okay, I think we just got to try to polish this off. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming with Alyssa in case all our plans go wrong. Stealthy Bayaki on its way. I'm just going to go ahead and do Alyssa at this point because we're trying to wrap up this game anyway. And I'll drop that Bayaki to the bottom just in case. Okay. I have 3 actions. I need 1 to engage, 1 to move. I think I am going to draw just to get some extra help, just with the thought if I draw an auto fail, like maybe I'll draw another shortcut or something that can get me out of problems. Just double checking my weaknesses to see whether they will screw me if I draw them. So if I draw Doomed, I take a horror. That's not going to kill me. It will get me closer to death, but that's Carolyn's eternal state. To fight the Black Wind, we'll deal horror and we'll start putting Doom, but it's almost that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to draw. So first action, draw. Okay, take the initiative. Nice. Okay. Second action, engage. Third action, let's fight. Last shrivel charge. We're at 4v2. We'll use commit unexpected courage to be at 6v2. And -3. That's a success. Put our last clue. Bam! We bagged him. And the organist has 3 clues. We're going to advance. And pursued our quarry through the narrow avenues. Made it to a court. Rays of sun peeking out over the skyline. And then the figure suddenly folds into the shadow and vanishes. There's no sign of him anywhere. But just about as you're about to leave, you spot a plaque next to a red-brown door, and it's Nigel Ingram's house, which is the dude we're looking for. Bagged and tagged, Bertez, yep. Okay. So, that was actually successful. I did not get like any victory points. Did I even get a single victory point? No. I think the victory point locations are here and here. And where's the other one? There. Yeah. But you know, sometimes it's just a moral victory. And I really was aiming more than anything to just survive with solo Carolyn. I would have liked to get 1 XP so I could get my charisma. But, yeah. So, I did intrude on a secret meeting, so I get to go to R2. I do have my campaign guide here, so I can kind of remind us all what happens. So, this is where you meet Nigel Ingram. Oh, this is the extraordinarily freaky ending where you talk to Nigel Ingram. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because it would take a while to read, but you're talking to him, and then when you go into the next room, you find him dead, and he's been decomposing for a while. So that ending really squicks me out every time. Found Nigel Ingram. So we're going to get 1 mental trauma. Oh, we do get 2 additional experience, though. And, yeah. So we're going to have 1 mental trauma going into the next from that grisly site, but we will get 2 bonus experience. Unfortunately, we didn't get any experience from locations. I basically avoided almost every enemy. But you know what? We'll have 4 experience. I can buy my charisma. I can buy something else. And more importantly, we were successful with solo Carolyn. I was really happy with how that turned out. And Alyssa, MVP big time. Big time MVP. Yeah. Just the ability to drop every enemy. I think without Alyssa, I don't know if I would have been successful. I probably would have lost that scenario, I'm thinking. Just from having to deal... I think there were 3 enemies total that I put on the bottom of the deck with Alyssa. So... yeah, also level 0 Carolyn on scenario 5 is rough. So next time around, we're going to go into the dungeons, the catacombs with Paladin Mask, and see if Carolyn can survive once again. We'll talk about how I'll spend my experience. Until then, thanks for joining me for Abandoned and Alone. Again, I'll aim for next Wednesday at 1 Central. Till then, enjoy your time in Paris.